What's going on, everyone? In this video, I want to show you guys how to continue to ride momentum on an uptrend or a downtrend. In this particular example, today's April the 2nd. It's a 5-minute time frame we're looking at here. Market's been pushing higher. Good little run. I think it's all, beneficial and nice to see today, especially after so much selling over the recent weeks. But what we're going to really focus on here is two moving averages. Okay, so I like to focus on a 20 SMA. I like to also focus on a 5 SMA. And the reason why I want to focus on the 20 SMA, that's basically going to be, the start of my trend, right? Like if I'm trading over the 20 SMA, typically I want to be a little bit more bullish. Does that mean that market can't pull back if we are trading over the 20 SMA? No. I mean, look at right here. We have two, almost 3 candles of pullback here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we need to get short, right? So what you're looking for in an uptrending market when, maybe particularly you don't like to play breakouts. So if you were looking at playing this breakout here, but you're a little hesitant, or maybe even up here, traders tend to feel like they're chasing moves if they're buying breakouts. So you want a better price, right? Just like when you go car shopping, you always want a better price. So when you're trending above your 20 SMA and you get these like pullbacks that kind of back test and they break below and then they kind of reclaim the 20 SMA, these are prime opportunities to bounce, right? Look at this pullback here, prime opportunity to bounce. Now, we need to add in something else of confluence, right? So every time we pull back into the 20 doesn't mean that we're going to bounce, and we really don't know if we're going to resume trend. So we kind of need something else to decipher the market and give us facts, right? Because I'm a big, I'm a big fact trader. I don't believe in trying to, like predict where we're going to go up to, or when we're going to pull back. I just like to look at the chart. I like to let it technically tell me that, hey, I should be long or I should be short. That's what I teach in Evolution Traders, is simple trading, right? We don't need to overanalyze this stuff. We don't need to overthink this stuff. You have to remember this, guys. You're going to lose trades. There's no way to avoid it. We're going to lose accounts. You're going to blow up funded accounts. You're going to over leverage. You're going to go on tilt. Those days are going to happen, right? But it doesn't need to become the normal. We can make the normal being consistent, and then we can make that outlier day, that random day where we go on tilt, once a quarter or once a month type of deal, right? Because they're going to happen. You're human. But in this particular situation, I'm going to use a 5 SMA to tell me this is where I need to be getting long. Okay, this is, as long as I'm trading over my 5 SMA and it's over the 20 SMA, I need to be holding long. I need to play this bounce. Okay, so in this particular situation, look at this first pullback. We pull right into the 20 SMA, and then it kind of quickly wicks below it and then bounces off the 20 SMA. Now, I don't want to get long in this candle, although you could. In this particular example, it would have paid, but we don't know that it was going to pay, right? Like, again, if we're all about trusting the facts, we don't know that this was going to continue up for, let's call it, 100 points. Like, we didn't know that. It could have easily just kind of, bounced and then just continued to lose the 20 SMA. So what I want to do is step one, get the bounce into your support. So our support is a 20 SMA. Step two, let's reclaim our power trend. Our power trend is the 5 SMA. Once we reclaim the 5 SMA and a new candle starts to form, let's get long. Stop loss is going to be any closure below the 20 SMA. Very, very simple. Again, remember, I teach this. I've been teaching it for 5 years in Evolution Traders. I've probably got a half dozen strategies, entry models, I guess you can say, that I trade on a day in and day out basis. If you guys want to get one-on-one mentorship and coaching and access to my course, join Evolution Traders. The link's down in the description box below. But if we keep things simple and we keep things in realistic perspective, we pulled back into our support. Great. That's checkbox number one. Checkbox number two, we reclaimed our power trend, 5 SMA. Great. I want to fire my long position in this candle. I want to fire it somewhere close to the power trend. Again, I don't really want to fire it way at the top, but it doesn't really matter where you fire it. I want to fire inside this candle going long. What's the stop loss? Stop loss is going to be below the 20 SMA. How much are you going to lose, right? This is gonna change the way you think about your stop loss and think about your risk. A lot of people look at their risk in terms of points. Well, if I take this bounce and I get into this trade, I only want to risk 10 or 15 points, right? And if it pulls back 20 points and you get stopped out and then it continues to go up 100 points, well, you kind of missed out and you look like the fool, not the market, because the facts are that this trade is technically sound. It is not broken. It is not below your power trend. It's not below your start of the trend, which is a 20 SMA. So we want to risk a number of contracts that if we do close below this 20 SMA, it's not going to kill us. So if I want to get into this move, let's call it somewhere around 19,635, and I want to get out of this trade somewhere on a closure below the 20 SMA, we're looking at about 590. Okay, so this is about a 40-point stop loss. Well, I can guarantee you, if you're trading with the prop firm, you're not going to be able to throw on 3, 4, 5 mini contracts. If we're going to risk 40 points and we're trading one micro, we're going to be risking $80 on this trade. Okay. If we trade 2, we're going to risk about $160. If we trade 3, we're going to risk about $240, $250. So I would be comfortable on any trade risking between $150 and $250. So that means for me, if I want to fire long in this candle here off this bounce, I'm going to probably trade 2 or 3 micro contracts. Okay, now I have to start thinking what's going to be beneficial to me, what's going to make me content, what's going to make me happy. If I can pull $100 off this trade, $150 off this trade, $200 off this trade, I'll be very content and happy on 2 or 3 micros. So realistically, I need about 20 to 30 points worth of upside to be able to make that work. Okay, this candle alone is 61 points. You would have been able to fire off in this candle, get out in this candle for at least $100 to $200, depending on if you were trading 2 or 3 mini or micro contracts. Okay, and there was still more room to spare. You could have definitely held a runner. Look at this pullback here. This pullback pulls back into support, your support being the 20 SMA, quickly reclaims it. Now I need step 2. Step 2 is reclaiming that power trend. Once we reclaim that power trend, I want to fire my trade somewhere here. I want to fire my trade somewhere here. As long as we're holding our power trend, as long as we're holding our support of the 20 SMA, I want to be fired into this trade somewhere here. My stop loss is going to be any closure below the 20 SMA. If you look at this particular example, we don't even have to be picture perfect. Let's say we're getting in somewhere around 675. Let's call it 675. Our 20 SMA is down here at 640-ish, right? So anything below 640, we're risking about 35 points on this move. So same example as this, we're risking about 30 to 40 points on this move. Again, it's going to tell me I need to fire off this trade with at least 2 to 3 micros. And anything 20 points, 25 points, 30 points, I'm going to make 150, $200. So this is an easy $150 to $200 trade here. This is an easy $150 to $200 trade there. And when you're trading prop firms, guys, you're looking at a $200, $300, $400 day that you can log in the bank. You can put that towards passing your evaluation. You can definitely work towards that payout window. And it's less stress. It's low stress, right? Just look for trends. Again, this only will work if the day is trending. Now, if I zoom out, how do I know that the day is trending? Well, guys, since the open, we never lost the opening candle low. We never really back tested any of this support. This is a clear uptrend. So on a clear uptrend day, I want to look for pullbacks, and I want to look for pullbacks into my 20, into my 50, and then I want to use my power trend, which is the 5 SMA, to kind of manage to tell me where to get into these trades. Now, even look at on this move here. Once you got into this trade here, it's just been a massive power trend where it's never even really wicked below. It's never closed below your power trend. So essentially you could have got in somewhere here, 75, 80s, and you could have taken this all the way up to about 100 points, guys. So even if you're trading 2 or 3 mini contracts, 100 points on micros, 100 points on a micro contract is $200, guys. $600 trade from 8:55 Pacific Standard Time to 9:30, a 30-minute move. And some people like to say, well, how would you know to hold this? Why would, we don't know, and this is just cherry picking one example that ended up moving. True, but based on the facts that I just gave you, we're not getting out of this trade if we're power trending. So if you're trading over a 5 SMA, yeah, we don't know that this candle is going to continue to push. We don't know that this candle is going to continue to push. We have no idea how high this is going to go. We have no idea when it's going to snap all the way back. We have no idea. But what we do know is we are power trending. So if I'm in the move somewhere here, why do I want to get out of the trade if it's power trending? It's showing me strength. It's showing me strong uptrend. It's showing me over the daily trend here. This 20 SMA is a daily trend. It's showing me that. So although I don't know that it's going to go up, 50, 60, 100 points, I know based on facts that it's trading and it's power trending over the 5 SMA. So we get into the trade here somewhere in this zone. And with this style of trading, you don't even need to be picture perfect. You get into this zone, you know you're getting out on any closure below the 20 SMA. You're holding this move as long as you're over your power trend. And where you're taking profits is dependent on where you're going to stop out for the day. Like if you take 40, 50 points, even on 2 or 3 micros, it's a $300 day. It's a $400 day, right? So you necessarily don't even need to look for any other trades. You can just walk away. You can start learning candlesticks. This is a doji candlesticks that's starting to form here. If it continues to drop, it might turn into a little bit of a hammer candle. But on something like this, if I have enough time to get out of this trade here before it pulls back, then I'll just click sell and get out here. Now, can it continue? Sure. It's still over the power trend. It can definitely continue. But just based on the candlestick, this might be telling me short-term pause. It might pull back to a previous swing high to kind of back test, which would be here. I don't necessarily want to give up 20 or 30 points, so I'll just take my profits here because I'm content. I'm happy with those profits. Hope that makes sense, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. If you want to join Evolution Traders, I have one spot left to join Evolution Traders. That link is down in the description box below. If you guys want to go get some evaluations and start to try to trade this way and see if it works for you, you can use Apex. It's going to give you the best deal possible right now if you use my discount code. My discount code is DAnthony. It's at the top of the screen. You can see it for the spelling. Also, make sure to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, make sure you're subscribed. That's another thing, guys. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Help your boy out, subscribe to the channel. I'll see all of you guys on the next one.